Hello viewers, Silent Service here, back with what could very possibly be the last episode of my French campaign. And if you want to know why, look there and look there. Yes, you've seen it correctly. My GDP is dying. So, yeah, I'm hoping this war with Germany goes away quickly so then I can actually save my budget. We'll have to see. Okay, convoy battle with Germany. I'm thinking of one reason why Germany might be a bit mad at us. We own Helgoland. Helgoland by... or Ireland, I should say, not the actual by itself, but... So, it's 2 of the DS3s and a destroyer. I'm going to just... no, I should have just went and retreated them, but... Ah! No, actually. It's another victory for me. Finances. Transport cap is low. I need that up. I cannot be losing transport cap right now. Quite a few new battles coming up. Suffren, yep, we're going to fight this one. Suffren against a few enemy CAs, a couple of enemy CAs. Which, this is with her upgrades with the better triples and other stuff as well. Heavy cruiser, 2 destroyers. But yeah, the updates I did to Suffren, and her entire class actually, have made the ship look a bit weird. And also as well, it hasn't helped their pitch much. I think I'm going to need to put these into another refit to rearrange the superstructures again. Make it look a bit better. Pitch a bit less. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Or I could always move that a bit forward more and then add another turret maybe. Then that would mean reduction in caliber maybe as well. I've just been given an idea for a more heavily armoured version of Suffren. Heavily armoured but suffers on armament version of Suffren with... What I'm thinking is a triple turreted Mogami heavy cruiser like design, but is going to have to wait until my GDP issue is better. Ah, these guys don't have torps. I thought these guys did have them, but no, they don't. So yeah, with veteran crew here, gun reload is down 20%, so our gun reload time is 22.2 seconds with a plus 2% because of... I don't know why, but it's quicker than it was pre-refit marginally. Although it's not much of an improvement, it's still an improvement. And any improvement is better than no improvement. Oh no, Suffren has lost a crew member. Anyway. They've lost 2 now, but it's not all bad. It's not like those 2 are going to just set the crew immediately from veterans to the rank below or whatever. Like adding 2 new crew to the ship wouldn't change much of her crew training. The plus 2% is because we don't have advanced, we only have improved triples. I don't like about the quad mounts here in the game is that all the quad mounts look as if they're Bofors guns. And I don't particularly like that look for guns outside of Bofors. Like, well, I don't really particularly like the look anyway, but But yeah, you'd think, because different type of guns, they would need different housing units, like, that's what it's done normally, but with the quad guns in the game, it's just, we'll keep the quad guns of the same type all around. Like, they don't even do it for any caliber up above 4-inch, and look at the Strasbourgs. No, the Dunkirks. I mean, Strasbourg is the other ship, but the Dunkirk class. Look at the Dunkirks. They have quad 6s as their secondary armament. Ah, the light cruiser Morehouse is leading a division. Well, I can definitely say this one thing that Morehouse, by this point in the campaign, has gotten a nickname for. Morehouse has been nicknamed the Resource Stealer because of how much repairs she has been through in her entire career thus far. She has basically been stealing the country's resources to keep her afloat. I'm surprised the crew are only seasoned. Then we've got 2 CLs that have only seen combat once. And then we have Guidon, who is another one of my heavy cruisers, who doesn't need any introduction, whose crew are veterans. Enemy smoke spotted to the east. What I'm going to be doing with my CLs is I'm going to, well, first off, turn off torpedoes. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to push through the enemy vessels here and go and get the transports. Right, Miles, you and your task group move over. That isn't the transports, but while going after the transports, could fire on those. No, everyone refocus your fire on the light cruiser Gorban. Well, everyone of this task group focus fire on the Gorban. Guidon, I want you to focus entirely on the CL here. Holy flash fire! We have a flash fire! That's not in one piece anymore. He's already damaged. 277 is closer. Okay, Guidon. Lower your speed, please. And cruisers. It's open season for the transports. If we're going to go down economically, we'll bring Germany down with us economically. Stop fire with your main guns. I want to prolong this as long as possible now to fully massacre the transports, which are unarmed. Oh no, there's still the DDs around, so resume fire. Good on, go for transports now as well. Good on, make your best speed towards the transports. We will leave the DDs afloat. To make sure we can defeat this convoy. TR-120 is good on. Good on has sunken up transports. Move on up. Line. Transport's going down, move on up the line to 2006. Move on up the line. Move on up the line. Guys, move on up the line. Okay, move on up the line for the Gordon. You guys move on up to the final one, I believe. Gonna end it here, the battle, that is, not the stream. So yeah, all the transports went down and only the DDs stayed afloat from the enemy fleet. Well, my entire fleet, still floating, still around. Right. This one, with just how many victories have gone through, I'm going to also resolve. Duril and a destroyer leader have been ambushed by the 60, 62, 64, 65, 67 and V70. Now, Duril I'm going to be doing the thing of put her stern towards the enemy. This is because Tyrell has basically her entire secondary battery focused upon the stern. So if I have Tyrell going stern onto the enemy, there should be no issue of the secondary guns not being able to fire. The only ones wouldn't be able to fire would be a set of twin fours just up the front here. So basically what we're doing is we're revealing the light cruiser half of Tyrell. As I made the Sarlots with 3 6-inch twin sixes on the back, so in an XYZ layout here, although yeah, an XYZ layout, I've got a light cruiser firing against destroyers. And one of the DDs already goes down. Wait, no, this isn't of the destroyer leader type. This is of my new type. These are already in service? My god. My god, it was quick. Getting them in service. Yeah, these are my Mogami-esque ones. Again, as I don't have triples, they can't be fully Mogami-like, but the layout is there. Right, that was expected. Secondaries go for B62. Weaponry new target. Okay, Tyrell, come back round. Because the risk from the destroyers is very little now. I want the missiles to go for the 62, because the B-62 is the only one with torpedoes left. I need to go for B-60 Tyrell. Yeah, I was a bit overconfident in the fact that this thing could handle itself in combat against destroyers, and I set it in too close, and this is what I get, it being damaged in its first ever combat engagement. Damn, with this class I was just as bad as Monroe with the Condorcets. Oh, I just remembered something! This class is the entire class that this ship is a part of is the Condorcet class, so I understand the overconfidence. It comes with the name. It comes with the name. Ah, V-62 has surrendered to high casualties. So, the only damage is that we took 2 torpedoes with this thing. Well, only major damage, I should say. Still, could be worse. Goes to a scene on the German destroyers right now of absolute panic and torture because they're being destroyed. We're going to take another tour. I knew it. Hold back the flooding! Please! I beg of you! At least survive the battle before you get strapped. You're gonna be scrapped because of your damage more than likely, but... Don't sink during this battle. I do not want to lose victory points because you were sunk. And the Turbil is also on our way here to politely say to the German destroyer to fuck off. We don't need you here. Leave. As politely as a battleship with 16-inch guns firing at said destroyer can be. All the destroyers are sunk. A light cruiser is going to have to be scrapped. Save the budget. But I'll see its repair time first before deciding to scrap it because it's the new Condorcet class. They've only just came out and I do not want to have to embarrass myself as the head of the Navy by having to say, oh yeah, you know these new Condorcet class that we got? Yeah, we had to scrap one. Voltaire is still 2 months. Normandy is out of a refit. Half a year. No thank you. We're going to have to scrap her. That guy's also going to be scrapped. Both of these are. So one of these next battles involves Verdun. This one I'm going to auto-resolve. Yeah. Easy victory. This one isn't going to be much of a victory. I did not see the result there, but... Well, at least it survived. Right. I want to check how the GDP is, because, yeah, our GDP is a bit screwed right now. And we need to improve a lot. A lot of these guys are still in mothballs. I need to bring out my mothball fleet of destroyers here, as these guys are still somewhat effective in combat. Somewhat. To reveal another destroyer in battle. Destroyer and destroyer. Just auto-resolve that. And then Terville and Commandant Burry against P-Class, J-Class, and 2 destroyers. Yeah. Terville here are part of the Sarlot class, and the only member of the class I believe to have a veteran crew. And then the Commandant... yeah. Well, one thing I'm definitely saying is that, considering the fact that Terville's 16-inch guns are Mark 1s, it's actually doing somewhat okay. And then this is, improved, horrible design type. I don't know if any of the horrible design type are still around, and I don't want to find out during this war. Commandant, begin your Johnston-esque charge. Aggressive, launch him off, launch him off. That's it, that's it. This is torps off. How many of them hit? 3. So half the complement of torpedoes sent towards the enemy battleship have hit. DeVille, angling you around to get back into the fight properly. The commandant here is retreating, as it should be. DeVille, reduce the speed to 21 knots. Go for the transports this time round. What is important to me is the CLs and everything else. Not everything, but the transports. The reload time on these. 112 seconds. Almost 2 minutes. But Tyrell has again proven that her 16s, despite being Mark 1s, are still powerful. I'm going to let the TB go. Game tip. The ship that inflicts the first hit usually gains significant advantages depending on the damage. The damaged ship may suffer from temporary or permanent slowdown, making it easier to target, while penalties apply to its accuracy due to instability caused to the hull. Although many instances in this game, both by me and others, have proven that although first hits could be important, it doesn't determine the result of a battle between two ships. Our GDP is being reduced by less, but it's still being reduced. The only one with a positive budget right now is Italy. One heavy cruiser, 2. Bat destroyers, hull strengthening stuff is yet to come. What I actually want to see is what hulls do I have available, as I am thinking of doing a new heavy cruiser class, but I want to see entirely what hulls I have and what hulls I don't have. So yeah, the Dreadnought 4, which is Tyrell, no, the Silence, really. I still have the experimental ones from old here. Battlecruiser, I have Battlecruiser 3, which in theory I could get new Battlecruisers, but in practice, no. For heavy cruisers, I'm going to wait till the better hull, which means I'm again going to be focusing on cruiser design. And how long has the stream actually been going for? 40 minutes, so we still have some time left. But this nation isn't going bankrupt yet. I'm possibly delaying the inevitable, but... So, yeah, how long is it till the new hull? 11 months. 3 months with that put on priority. Bet 14's 3 months. And finances. Put a dent in my coffers for a month or... Although the costs have gone down, maybe it's because I've repaired ships. It would be because I've repaired ships, not because GDP's gone up. Deville and a member of the Verdun with Guidon against... Yeah, this is going to be another one to fight. And this is going to yet again be a massacre of German capital ships, as the Verduns by this point have proven themselves quite well in combat. Guidon, you are your own separate force. Okay, Tourville. Is stuck at 24 knots because of Magenta here. Now Godon is going to be making its way towards the target, so it's Tourville. And you are going to be on a screening role actually for the battleships, not a scouting role for the battleships. Yeah, this here is one of my newer dual turret ones. For the destroyer here. Yeah, refocus on Tourville. God, I'm just still in love a bit with the ridiculous design I did this thing in. Like, at the front, you've got big, mean Nelson-like layout. Well, Nelson in terms of the all forward and the number, but in a sort of Mogami forward turret layout. And then at the rear here, you've basically got a light cruiser at the stern. And then you got the funnel with the weird overhang and the tower and stuff. Yeah, this thing somehow works. And I love it. Good on. So what we're going up against is 2 German battle cruisers, which I encountered these battle cruisers at the start of the war. They didn't pose much of a threat. viewers here, I would actually greatly ask for your opinion on what the Tourvils look like, on the Tourvils and their looks and stuff. Like, the Tourvils here, they consist of 16 to the front, 6.1s mixed with 4.4s for secondaries. Like, the looks are a bit weird, yes, but as an actual— oh god, Guidon! Shit, I forgot about Guidon! Guidon, get out! Fuck. I've had the overconfidence of the Guidon and the Argonaut class overall, which Guidon is a part of. And that has really caused me to now send Guidon in charging and forget about her whilst talking about the Sarlot class, which Tourville is a member of. Okay. Heavy Cruiser Guidon, though, is going to survive this. And she proves the determination to survive by absolutely wrecking the German heavy cruiser. And as well as absolutely wrecking the German light cruiser. As the Westenberg's entire engine room, along with the crews that were inside of it, have been wrecked very badly by the Guidon's guns. And the crew of Guidon are actually getting Guidon's flooding under control. It's good because her damage control stuff here at like 60% and stuff. Okay, Tourville separate from your sister, not your sister ship, your fleet running mate. Go for Battlecruiser 127, while Battlecruiser 2311 gets wrecked by Guidon and Magenta. Which Magenta here is representative of the class which most of my battleships are today. The Verdun class, which initially didn't have this layout. The Reduns initially had ABXY 14s, but after the first battle where they were found to be shit, I put them back to 13s. Sorry about that, viewers. Right, back into the battle. And we are winning. Battlecruiser 127 is being wrecked by Tyrrell 16s. And Battle Cruiser 2311 is being wrecked by Magenta and Tyrrell, and just Magenta and Guidon's guns. Crew losses there, 29% there. They're gone. There's no other words about it. They're gone. Yep, and they sink to heavy damage. And who did the most damage? Guidon! Guidon did the most damage here. Never underestimate a heavy cruiser. Crew recoveries are okay. And then the Sarlet here, which is Tyrrell's older sister, only by a few days. Like, the kill was laid a few days earlier and she was launched a few days earlier. Okay. I'll agree to peace. Finances. I'll agree to reduce the research budget slightly. Peace has been signed. We'll just take their money. And we have Modern Heavy Cruiser 2 in the Mark II 14s. Okay, research. Defocus those. Focus on that. Focus on control stations. On control stations and rangefinders as well. Okay, fleet-wise, the Ternandes had their fun, but they are going to the Scrappers. The Normandies, no, the Volataires, I mean, who they've served well through nearly 15 years of service, but they are both going to museums now. Or should I keep them? No. The budget is different. They go to museums, which have been prepared for them for the past 5 years by this point now, so yeah. Everyone here goes to in being. One of our most expensive ships to... It's the Tervilles, followed by the Argonauts. Okay, how come heavy cruisers are more... Right, I think the Argonauts are going to need cost reduction refits. Yeah, the Argonauts are going into a cost reduction refit, which... This is a refit that I didn't want to do with these, but I'm going to have to do with these. The cost reduction side of things is the lowering the guns to 8-inch, but as well as also lowering the caliber of them, the barrels of them gets increased. Which what I'm hoping this does is it increases the usefulness of them, but also decreases the cost of them. Then move N to there, and then A to there. It's going to increase engine cost. Going to be fine with the anti-torps they have. Two powder increases the cost. These guys are getting coincidence free. The Hydra and the radios. Let's move to there. That one gets removed from there. Also gets removed. And could I reduce the use of a funnel? No, I can't reduce the use of a funnel. Here. That's going to reduce our costs slightly. That's also going to reduce our costs slightly. Right. Any other cost-cutting measures I can put in? Let's see. Layoff crew isn't going to be a thing I want to do. Right. That's going to be the Argonauts now. Right. Argonaut 1919 refit goes for Argonaut and Sufferen, and when she's available for it, Guidon as well. Yeah, we'll make an exception with that one as well. We should be regaining our GDP shortly. Research-wise, control stations. 5 months, 2 months, 2 months. More internals protection. Crew healing stuff is increased. I want quad tubes actually. We're not going to follow Britain to war. We need to recover our GDP. Guidon is only just 2 months away. I'm going to do a specialised refit for Guidon. Guidon is having her own Guidon is having her own special No, actually, no, I'm not going to have Guidon go under a special refit. Yeah. Refit can't be done yet till Guidon is out of repairs. I'm going to refitting my most modern battleships, the Sarlots, to I'm going to be improving your 4-inch weaponry, at least in the stern here, to 4.4 triples. Quads, I mean, not triples. You have triples. 6s are okay. We have no need for casemates here. Mains are okay. Steering's good. Crop is good. Barbettes are good. Anti-torp. Up to 2 powder. Yep, standard crew quarters. And then that should be an improvement to Reveal and Charlotte. And that would also be the end of this episode. Hope you enjoyed, viewers, and next episode would be whenever next war happens or something major in peacetime happens.